What's good, y'all? Welcome to Mask Off, the podcast at the intersection of life, mental health, and hip-hop culture. I am your host, Hawaii Mike, aka Dylan Salmon. Today, we got a friend of probably about 25 plus years, somebody I used to work at the Source with. Man, good memories, man. We're gonna have some fun with this conversation.
Best memories.
But he is the head of A&R for Busta Rhymes. He is the president of Viper Records. He is a co-host on My Expert Opinion. He is a co-founder of the Hood IQ, a writer, and of course, an MC. Y'all know him as Mr. Mecc. I know him as Mecca.
That's true.
But you are?
Mecc Rashawn Crown.
Word. So welcome, bro. Good to have you here, man.
This
is gonna be our first kind of like not intimate conversation, but I think
extensive.
Intensive. Extensive, but more intentional about life and story. Like we've had lots of conversations on pop culture and this the things that are going on and life in general.
True.
But I don't know you this way.
In depth is maybe the word I'm looking for.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I just found out your name was Dylan. Today years old.
Hey, you know.
When I found out my good friend Hawaii was named Dylan.
Well, you know, I've had a few iterations.
I've only ever known Hawaii.
But if you've never traveled with me, you probably never seen, or paid me, you probably never seen that.
Right. Well, you know.
Right.
I couldn't pay you. You gave me clothes. I couldn't pay you. You gave me this jacket. Shout out to Parrish. You gave me that. You're responsible for this jacket.
So let's get to it, man. Where you born? Where you from? What was family life like? Give me the kind of background.
I am a South Jamaica, Queens native. Born and raised. I've lived in every borough. Okay. But I was born and raised in South Jamaica, Queens.
Wait, Staten Island too?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get there.
I spent time. Okay. I was a kid. My mother was finding her way and moving around, and so there's no borough that I did not live in.
Okay.
Either off the strength of her or off the strength of me. Staten Island was super early.
Okay.
Staten Island is when I discovered hip hop. Staten Island was the difference between me playing basketball and loving hip hop. I was this close. It was this close.
It was a choice? You couldn't do both?
Nah. Well, okay, so here's the story. We used to get picked up to go to school in Staten Island. School bus. Okay. Yellow bus, right?
The long one though, right? Not the short part.
That's why I walked away from it. That's why I walked away from it completely. And thank you for walking back in. We used to get picked up. Now I'll make this as quick as I can. We used to get picked up. One day when I was getting up to go to school, I looked down the block and there was some older dudes playing with the kids, and they had like a basketball hoop out. And I wanted to go down there, but my bus was coming right now. It was the next thing over, but they had been out there for a second, so I kind of got like, hey, what the fuck? I came home later on, wanted to find out. Turns out some older dudes, being good dudes, were waiting with the kids for their bus to come, and they set up like a little basketball court in order to play. So I wanted to play, not because I had a love for basketball, but kids is down there doing. I want to do it too. So my mother brought me an alarm clock, right? Radio alarm, an old school joint. And again, long story short, I think Saturday night, at my grandmother's house on the weekend back in Queens, and I'm messing with the clock, just playing around, and radio was there, so the BLS, and I'm finding stations, and I just like flipped the dial all the way to the end, and I heard scratching. And at the time, that was, you heard about it, but you had to know, and I just happened to stumble across some pirate.
Now he's probably on college radio or something.
Something had to be, right? I don't ask me to remember. The only thing I really remember was scratching, and then somebody started rapping. And I remember one rap had the word ass in it, and I was like, oh, excited as shit. And it had to be like around midnight when I discovered it, and like maybe 3 a.m. when it started fading out, and I couldn't like get it anymore. And I maybe tried for like another hour and some change. All I know is the sun was coming up by the time I stopped. That was Saturday. Sunday, I'm going to school. I take my alarm clock and go back home, Staten Island. I'm trying to find that station again. I stay up till midnight. I'm looking for it. Suffice to say, I don't remember what time I went to sleep. When I woke up the next morning, it was like, okay, if you wake up now, you can go play basketball with everybody else. Fuck that. Went back to sleep. And after I discovered hip hop, it felt like nothing else mattered. Nothing else was as important as finding that again. So my hoop dreams, which I never had, if there was any potential to do anything, went completely out. All I wanted to do was find that.
And just be a part of it.
However I could.
Yeah.
However I could.
You know what's dope about that, man? Is like, I feel like with hip hop, it's that energy, and so many of us have that story.
Something like that, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, where it's like, I heard it, I saw it, it was Video Music Box, it was, it was BLS, it was, Mr. Magic, and it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has this one thing. Or I went by the park one day,
right.
Or this car drove by, or this girl played this, or this guy played that. Like, there's something with that energy, man. And I think that's what's so beautiful about this culture, is that without that, it probably would have just faded away like most other genres of music. But it wasn't just music. It was a culture, it's a complete just way of life. And I don't want to stray too far, because we're going to get into that heavy, because I want to talk about how you got to be incoming MC. But let's go back to the family stuff. So Jamaica, Queens, your moms, what does the household look like?
My mother, 3 sisters.
Where do you fall in that line?
I'm a middle child.
Okay.
I got an older sister and 2 younger.
Okay.
It was cool, but it wasn't like, we wasn't the Cosbys. You know what I mean? Like, you got a mother who's raising a bunch of girls. It's nothing for her to do that. When it comes time to raising a young man, a boy, into a man, she relied on my father. Thankfully, my father was never further than a phone call away. I had family in Queens on my father's side. My grandfather had a house in Hollis. My aunts for a long time were in New York. So it was always, I never felt estranged from my father in any way, shape, form. For a while, I just thought that's how it was. You grow up, we grow up normalizing things, it's normal. So I thought all fathers lived over here, and then moms, you stay with your mother, your father lives someplace else. Well, until I started watching television, it was like,
The Cosby Show.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh.
Yeah, but look how that turned out. So again, let's think about that word normal.
Cold-blooded.
What's normal?
Whatever
society says? Whatever, what's normal?
No, your normal and societal norms can be 2 totally separate things. My normal was my father very much in my life, to the point where I didn't know it could be different. And I had neighbors, but I thought they were outliers. My normal was my father very active, talking to him every day, seeing him on the weekends, and then when he moved, going to spend summers with him. And my whole side of the family was in Virginia, so I'd go spend summers with him. Seeing like regular stuff to me, but like as far as under the same roof with my mom's, I have no issues with my mom. I think growing older, you realize that your parents are just kids trying to figure it out. And when you get that perspective, you stop judging. Like, just because they can tell you what to do doesn't mean they always know the right thing to do. Just like I am now, just like everybody else is in life, you have some insight, you got some experience, but you can't put yourself 100% in somebody else's shoes and walk them through their issue. That's not how it's going to work. I ended up moving out early. But I went to my grandfather's house in Hollis. I was staying with my aunt, my father's oldest sister. She passed away.
So it was your aunt and your grandfather?
My grandfather was never there. He had a house in Hollis, and then he moved to VA.
Oh, okay. So you was at your grandfather's house, but with your aunt?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
And when she passed
away. And how old were you?
When I moved, 16, 17, something like that.
And what spurred this? Like, how did you just move?
My mom wanted to move to Pennsylvania. way up to way out to Pennsylvania. All I had to hear was Pennsylvania. We already lived in every borough. I never stayed in one place long enough to graduate from a school. I was in high school. I wanted to graduate, and I didn't want to go someplace and start over. And the idea of going up to Pennsylvania just sounded like a bad idea. She was moving with a man she was involved with. I didn't fuck with him at all. At all. At all. So when she decided she was gonna make that move, I was like, no, just no. I'll go stay with family someplace else, but I'm not doing this at all.
Was that a conversation y'all had, or was it you just like, I'm not?
Yeah, she understood, because we had been rocking and rolling in the house, me and this dude who she was with. Like, it wasn't pleasant. And I don't have the kind of temper that, and she knows her son. It would have ended bad. It was heading towards ending bad, because he was trying to assert himself, and I was trying to remind him that, I'm not your kid, and I don't like you that much. And it has nothing to do with you dating my mom's. I don't like you. I don't like how you act. I don't like how you move. I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the things you do. I don't like your haircut. Like, I was on some whole, bruh, stay away. Like, leave me alone. Stay away from me. He refused. So we would get into the place where, I'm a young man. He's a grown man. He don't want to be talked to any kind of way. I don't want to be talked to at all. I don't want to be bothered. And you keep bothering me. So this is going to go a different way. She knows, she knows her son. She knows his father. Me and my pops got the same temperament. After a minute, all right, let's go on outside and see who comes back in. Like, I'm down. I'm down. We could figure it. If this is what it's gonna come to, where you just need to have your way and I don't break. Let's head on now and see what it wouldn't have ended well. It wouldn't have ended well, and I can't say how it would have ended after that. Like, there's no continuing after that. So before it even got to a place where somebody ends up in jail, I'm not going. We're moving up. No. I'll go someplace else, but I'm not going here. And went to grandpa's. My aunt passed away. The bills caught up. I couldn't hold it down with my part-time job at Green Acres.
Oh, your aunt passed away while you guys living together?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she passed away. Her man stole everything in the house that wasn't nailed down. Like, everything of value, he took. He just bounced. Never saw him again.
Wow.
And
how old were you at this time?
18 maybe.
Did you graduate yet?
I graduated.
So you graduated?
Well, I eventually graduated. I'm trying to get the timeline down, because I remember being in this house trying to figure like prom out.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. I haven't thought about this in as you can tell, I haven't thought about this forever. But yeah, I was in my senior year when she passed, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but. Things got, my senior year of high school, I was effectively homeless. The bank showed up, boarded up the house. I'm working a part-time job, trying to figure out how to wash my clothes with part-time money. I don't even have access to the bills, and I'm too ashamed to call people and ask for help. I don't want anybody to know that I failed, so to speak. I looked at it as a failure. I walked out, said I'm gonna do it on my own. Now I'm out here on my own, and this is happening. It's my job. It's my responsibility. You didn't ask for it. I asked for it. It's up to me to fix. And if I don't know how to fix it, then it's just gonna stay broke. And I didn't know. Hey, where do I go to pay a bill to keep the lights on? Hey, how do I get this switched over into my name? And my problem was I didn't ask.
Yep.
I was very ashamed of my circumstances in general. I shouldn't have been. Looking back on it now, I probably wouldn't have been. But back then, I was full of pride, piss, and vinegar. Like, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. I done told a bunch of people to leave me alone. Now I'm going to go back to those same people and be like, help me? Nah, that won't.
So pride was like, nah.
In my way, bro. In my way. I couldn't even ask strangers.
Is your pops like that too?
Prideful to an extent, but my father didn't. My father didn't I grew into my father's indifference, which I didn't have early on. I had a point to prove. My pops didn't really move like he needed to prove shit to anybody, including himself, which was a level of, afforded him a level of disinterest and indifference in a lot of different shit. You don't realize how often people move around with chips on their shoulders until you're in the presence of somebody who really doesn't have them. And it shows you like how much people care about shit that.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, watching him, I see it in a million different things that he did. The only thing he gave a shit about was family, me, my younger brother through him, sports maybe. He liked sports. He was a football head, but outside of that, like my pops didn't really take it or leave it. Like if it comes, oh, that's great. If it goes, all right, something else will pop up. If it don't, what you want me to do about that? He was very indifferent towards a lot of things. It came across as, if you're on the outside looking in, it could come across as inconsiderate, rude, conceited maybe. Like there's a bunch of different things you could put on his, I don't really care about that. Blunt, but blunt to the point of being foul. People might have thought he was being, what's the other word I'm looking for? Dismissive. But it was never intentional. It was never malicious. It was just.
Was it stoic?
He could be stoic.
Okay.
He could be stoic, but again, when he was excited about something, when he was in the mix with people, he wasn't a statue. He was very lively, very energetic, very entertaining. He was, he was in the mix, but he just didn't put weight and value on situations, circumstances, people, places that other people seem like really go hard over. He was never. He showed me through his actions, and of course, he gave me a ton of gems, but I mostly watched the man and how he got down, and certain things just weren't important.
I feel like that's a lot of your personality, though. Yeah. You are definitely an observer of life and people and situations, and a student. Were you a good student in school?
The subjects I cared about. The subjects I liked. I was great. Stuff that I couldn't find use for, not so much.
Of those subjects that you didn't find use for, like physics is the only subject I ever failed. Because I hated my teacher, we didn't get along. Right. One of my favorite quotes is physics, though. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Right. Right?
I was ass at math. But I didn't care. Like people kept trying to take it to levels beyond division, and I was not interested in anything beyond what I could use in day-to-day. Yep. Long division, cool. Multiplication, absolutely. Addition, subtraction, gotcha. Fractions,
But you need to know your piece of the pie.
Yeah, no. Again, fractions, all right. Getting there, getting a little close. Outside of that, bro, I was not, because I felt it, and I could be wrong, but it felt like anything beyond that was moving into a career in numbers. And I had no interest in a career in numbers, like an engineer or an accountant. I had zero interest in anything having to do with that. I liked history, philosophy, literature, social studies. I was into things that could be debated in the science of people, and people weren't numbers. People weren't 1 + 1 = 2. There was no exact when it came to people. Somebody's reaction historically would be something that would fascinate me. Hamilton doing things the way he did, and the stories that came, and Burr, And then you start going into like ancient Egypt, and you hear about the mythology, and you try to close this gap between black people in slavery and black people in Africa and all the history we got in there. You start figuring out what made you think you were better than people, that you could go snatch people from one place and bring them someplace. And I wanted to understand that, and math didn't have anything to do with that, with the exception of greed. But greed is not math. Greed is a philosophy. Greed is a disposition, and I wanted to understand dispositions more than I wanted to understand numbers.
Got it. What was you said father dropped a lot of gems. What are some of your favorite?
Standing in front doesn't make you a leader. Jeez, it's like trying to pick my favorite kid. The win you want is on the other side of the loss you're afraid to take. The monsters are always people.
Oh, I like that one.
He didn't mean it to be as deep as it was.
Yeah, but see, that's all right. So I believe that we choose our parents.
Okay.
Right? Whether your parents were quote unquote the best and did everything for you, whether quote unquote they were the worst and put you in a position you were meant to learn from.
Right.
Whatever that situation, whatever those things are that they provided or didn't provide. And so even if they didn't say it the way you take it,
right.
I always look at it like these are those things that you, like my father told me, the most ignorant person on the planet knows something that you don't know.
People can only teach you two things, what to do and what not to do. That was another one of his. That Scooby-Doo, I was watching Scooby-Doo. I wanted him to come watch it with me. I always wanted him to come watch it with me. Always when the mystery was revealed, I always wanted him to be sitting there so we could act surprised together. I was surprised he wasn't. And he got tired of
always knowing.
And he said, yeah, and the monsters are always people. Like, you know, he said it, yeah, the monsters are always people. And it landed different.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's,
no, I agree with you.
You know, the way they present these lessons isn't always on purpose, but it's how we receive them.
I said that on My Expert Opinion once, and a bunch of people were like, "You got that from the internet." Like, I didn't tell you my father invented all these phrases. I just told you, like, you know, it was strange, but like he'll say something that will come to me in the moment I'm dealing with it. He said one thing to me that I ended up hearing in a rap line decades later. I was having, my pop's thing to me was he always wanted, his favorite thing was, well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And I'm trying to figure out my problem, and he would always egg me on to the next step. Well, what you gonna do? And that was his way of making me flesh out the issue and assess everything that was happening. He wanted me to critically think of the answer. And what frustrated me was realizing that he knew what I should do, he just wouldn't tell me. He would make me get there on my own. And as a kid, as an adult, invaluable.
Yep.
As a kid, frustrating as fuck. So I'm dealing with this issue at the source. I'm having an issue. And I stepped to him about it. And it was the kind of thing where I felt like it was time sensitive. But as a kid, you're always in a rush. You deal with a young man's wrath and a grown man's patience. That was another one of his. I was in a rush, and I just wanted him to tell me, like, just this once, can we skip past the what you gonna do? And no, we can't skip past that at all. What you gonna do? And I'm having a fit. Like, I'm so frustrated. I'm so irritated. I'm borderline disgusted. And I walked out, and he was like, well, "What you gonna do?" And I said, "I'll figure it out. You old, I'm young. I think faster than you." Like something to that extent. I don't remember exactly what I said. And every time I recall this story, I end up quoting the rap bar because it sounds. Shout out to Sheik Luch. It was his bar. Well, my father said, I implied to him that he was old and he thought slow. And I ain't got time for slow. I'm young. I think quick. I need to be quick. And he started laughing. And I mean like laughing. I made it to the door to leave out the house and I could still hear him like going for it. And when I say laughing, I mean like when you start coughing, your eyes are tearing up, your nose might start running. He was falling apart. I got outside. I remember just standing there going, turned around, walked back. What's so funny? What's so I'm dying here. You like, what's so funny? I was legit mad. And he kind of looked at me and said, no, you're right. You young, you think quick. But I'm grown. I see it coming. So which would you rather be? Think quick you or grown see it coming me? And I tried to turn it over in my head and find a couple of ways to fight with what he just said. I did not want to agree with him in that moment. He just kind of sat there. He didn't smirk at me. He didn't, that cocky. He didn't make it like a face at me. He just kind of sat there and waited, kind of waiting for me to. I'm trying to figure out how to fight with him, and then it hit me. The momentum I'm using to try and fight is exactly what he wants me to do. I could be using this to figure this thing out, and that's what he wants. I sat down and said, okay, so here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. It's like, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. And we fleshed it out, we figured it out, but like little shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I used to watch him get and find out more about the man. He passed away when I was still a young man, and you hear the stories about him from the past, and it gets deeper and deeper. You found out that he used to fight in the street, crazy. He was known for putting hands on people, and he went to the NFL and he played football and channeled all that. And then he was the head of security for some compound in New Jersey where they used to throw benefits for the Clintons back when Bill was running for office. Like, it was, you found wild, like just wild. Go to dinner with people who have their own airstrip. Like, how did you, and the stories float back through other people. The time he met Bill Clinton and said something to him like, you're the best president we ever had. Smoke weed, got head. If you could run again, I'd vote for you. And Bill cracks up laughing. Doesn't have him thrown out, but cracks up laughing. And then as he's leaving, calls to my father, all right, you have a good, like, you leaving, you going, all right, you have a good one, hope to see you again soon. And I'm hearing this story third party from other people. My father doesn't tell me any of this. Like, the legend starts floating back about how ill he was. Took one of my uncles into rehab, snatched him off the street, took him in to get him cleaned up. Amazing. So I had access to that guy all the time. And I didn't realize it at the time, but he used to slip me these little philosophies under the table that years later, who thought watching Scooby-Doo here the monsters are always people. And you look around and you go, oh shit, oh my God, the monsters are always people. He didn't mean it like that, but that's how now when his voice floats back. Yeah, man. He was one of them guys. I wish he was here now.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you got a lot of admiration. Like,
best guy I ever knew. I legit wish he was here to see this part. He was so proud when I was working at the Source. He was so, because I'm my parents' crazy kid. I'm the one that didn't go to college. I left the house early. My sisters were like military, college. Like they did what I call the system. Like they were they were a part of do this to this at this point, and then from here to here you do this. From here to here to do. My sisters were A1, day one across the board. They all government jobbed out, and here I am, the lunatic of the family. My hair is crazy, my lip is pierced, and tattooed all the time. I'm constantly on some hip hop shit. I'm performing with my friends. I'm at poetry spots. Like, I was my mom's crazy kid. But my father started growing dreads. My father was super like, okay, maybe not just, maybe chill on the tattoos for a second. Just don't get another one. It's fine. Just chill out. The hair, okay, yeah, I started working at the Source. He felt like I figured it out. I found my place. There was a place for me. His crazy kid and my mother's crazy kid. There was a place in this world where not only could I fit in, not only did I belong, but I could thrive. And he was so happy. When my name was in the credits of the magazine, he would ask for copies. And if my face popped up, I needed to send him a box. I had to find a way to get, because he was giving them away to people. My son right here, and he was handing them out to people. So it would, I don't know what I would give if he could be here to see this part. Like, if I could have him here to see this part. After the Source, after the things I did to make it work, and see his crazy kid thriving at this.
I'll say this though, energy never dies, so trust me.
Facts.
He's here.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because every time you bring him up, he's here.
But that's why I said it the way I did. I wish I could see him here to see this part. But I completely agree with you. Yeah. But just hearing his reaction to this part, it would be.
And the conversations will be different.
Completely.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not rushing anymore.
Yeah.
You are figuring it out.
Yeah.
You are taking all of that advice that he gave you and figuring it out.
Yeah. Along with these premature grades.
You're not the
Thanks, Bob.
You're not the fast guy anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I know of you also. So the fast person, I don't really know. Maybe the person that wanted to be further than he was already, I would say that. But you've never been that person to me. But before we jump to the Source and all that, where are your parents from?
Brooklyn and Queens.
Brooklyn and Queens.
That's it.
Okay. And then did your mom take that traditional system route?
Education-wise?
Yeah.
I know, because she got pregnant early.
Okay.
She got pregnant sooner than she wanted.
So that she wanted the system because she didn't get to do it, and so that's what she wanted for her kids.
But she went to a system. She started working for the MTA.
Okay.
And she wasn't able to get like a government job. She got a city job, which is like your state's
junior
version of the
yeah.
right. The junior version of a government job. So, my mother was looking for stability.
Yep.
And that's what most parents want for their kids. They just don't want you out here risking life and limb chasing something and then end up with nothing when it's all said and done, because they've lived long enough to see people who did not get that, and those stories scare them. And yet your parents don't want you risking anything. They want you safe and tucked away, so when they pass away, they know, all right, she's fine, it's fine, everything's fine, he's fine, all right, she's fine, him, oh fuck, oh Jesus, all right, he'll be fine. That's what they want. So now my mom's was looking for stability, and she found it. And my father was didn't care enough. I didn't think wasn't invested enough in the idea. I think he wanted stability, but I'm not sure he was willing to compromise. And he had a job, he did shit, but like he went for it.
Was he happy? Like, was he a joyful person? Like,
everybody who came to me with a story always had something good to say about him. I never got negative stories about him, unless I was talking to my aunts, and then it was that's their brothers. So of course. Fucking with him, but like I didn't hear wild stories about him being foul. I heard about him fighting in the street, but it was over something. It wasn't he was walking up picking on people. It was, if you act up, you have to deal with Twiggy, his nickname. You got to deal with him. And now this is happening. If you approach one of his cousins, okay, well now this is happening. Ran down on one of okay, well now this is happening. Said something like, okay, well now this is happening. It just so happened he didn't have a long fuse between what you did and now this is happening. It was pretty. You had like maybe one or two chances to be like, nah, that's not what I meant. Oh, okay, well, what did you mean?
It was. This happened. Bang.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, say something before this is happening. My aunts knew, like, before my brother gets here, please just say you're sorry. Like, please don't have my brother come down here. And they're like, about your brother? And then he shows up, and he's not the biggest dude in the world. He's tall. He's stronger than he looks. He really likes to fight. You're in trouble because you didn't really want to fight.
Yeah, so he didn't take the system route either. He didn't take the system route either.
Nah, you can't end up in the NFL and like that's chasing the dream. My father was about, if you could get it, go after it.
Yep.
If you can do it, go after it. But he thought about what he did. He wasn't perfect, and I'm sure as his son, his imperfections are in my blind spot. You know what I mean? I'm sure of that. I'm 100% sure there's some stories of him floating out that are kind of foul, and he did some things that he shouldn't be proud of. I'm sure because he's human. But I'm telling you, as his son.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought up the parents, like in choosing the parents, right? It sounds like you ended up not necessarily in the middle, but you kind of took learnings from both of those sides and found 100%. Your path.
100%. My mother's my influence as far as I say, like my I call it the basic plumbing.
Okay.
You can add on, you can subtract, but mostly you add on. You know, you get a house, they say it's got good bones.
Yep.
That means you can add on to the house and it can withstand all this stuff that you're putting on it. But the foundation and the bones are what, you know, the basic plumbing. If you rip the plumbing out the house, you got to start over.
Yep.
Right? Your basic plumbing is what you start out with. I always felt like my mother is responsible for my basic plumbing. My sense of decency, my sense of morality, my sense of right and wrong. Whatever drive I have. And she wasn't 100% encouraging in what I was going after. But the basic plumbing of being a good person, trying to do the right thing, I attribute a lot of that to my mother.
So that's your moral compass.
For the most part, yes. My father definitely had influence, but my mother was like, that's not right, and you know it. How to listen to your conscience, that's my mom.
I like that.
Instead of ignoring it completely, because I'd rather do the thing that I want to do, my mother was the... Nah.
Do you still see that when you...
My mother's still alive, thank God. But the answer is yes. In the back of my mind, I hear her.
You know, isn't it wild? You're making decisions, grown as we are. It's like your parents will still pop up and things that they said and
the places I do not want them to be. Just when I'm thinking about doing something foul, like it completely benefit me, mom.
Yeah.
All right.
Right
okay,
there.
All right.
Put you right back on path.
All right. Okay. I even shake like I had a my patience and my conscience have been tried a lot lately. And I see my mother's face in my head. Now you know you better than you know you can't do that. Why would you even think about doing it? All right. Shit. Fine. Have it your way, fine.
Like she right in the room with you.
Bruh, might as well be. It all happens in seconds. I'm like, I could, no. You know, if I decided to, fuck it. Back to work. That's my mother. Every time you see me go, that's her. She's the one who. Sure.
So when you got to the source, how old were you when you got to the source? Were you already rapping when you got to the source?
I was, I want to say 17 when I got to the source. I wasn't old enough to work there.
Yeah.
I wasn't old enough to work there. I think I was 16, 17 when I got, because it was an internship.
Yep.
I wasn't getting paid yet. I was still working my other jobs, and I had just gotten under the roof. One of my homeboys, his mother let me stay when she found out that because I was effectively homeless for like a year. And when she found out, she let me move in. When I got to the source, was I rapping? Yes, but I wasn't taking it seriously. Because rapping was just something we did around the way. You just freestyling for nothing. It didn't seem like... It wasn't like a career path. It was just something we did around. It was like riding bikes. Ride bikes, play with G.I. Joes, rap. Like, it was just...
I mean, all the generations probably after mine, rapping was probably like playing sports.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just like one of the things, like one of the other sports.
Exactly. You play handball, you wait for the court to open up, you start rapping.
Yeah.
Just fucking around. So when I got to the source, but I wasn't taking it seriously.
You didn't have artist dream. Like, I wasn't trying to be an artist.
Right.
Yeah.
Not at
and
all.
how did you even get to the source?
J Mill. Shout out to J Mill and shout out to Anselm Samuels.
How'd you get there? Like, how'd you connect with him?
I was dating a woman. It's always a woman. I was dating a woman who was best friends with Anselm's girlfriend.
Okay.
And then I don't remember the day I met Ants, but I remember finding out that he worked at the source and me losing my shit completely. You work there in real life? Wait, what? Oh my God. And it went from my first thought was, can you get me the magazine for free so I don't have to buy it anymore? But first it was, can I come up to the office? And then my second thought was, well, can you get me a magazine that, maybe one that I missed or something? Like, I had still been getting them, but can you get me this or that? And then it was, wait a minute, can you give me a job? Oh shit, there might be a job. And instantly, yo, bro, what they doing up there? What's happening? I barely knew him.
And Ants isn't the most, like, social.
No, he's not. No, he's not. If he fucks with you, he fucks with you. If he don't,
he's probably looking at you like an alien.
And I was so awkward. I'm not as old as everybody thinks I am. I look tall. I got facial hair. Like, some of it's gray, but like I'm a weird kid. I just look like I have way more experience than I do, and I'm refused to let on. So I stepped to him the way that I thought you step to somebody if you want to work at a place. Looking back on it now, it was completely not that. It was not cool. Hey, can we be friends? I'd like to be friends. Would you rather be friends? I can be a great friend. How about a job? Can you give me a job? Like,
and this is only like the first 5 minutes of meeting.
Yeah, basically. Like, I'm sure he was like, but Ants is Ants. Ants is really good with energy. We gonna be in circles. I don't think I beat him all in the. I definitely beat him in the head. I can't even tell that lie. I definitely beat him in the head. But he thank God he was more patient with me than I had for the process. And he was like, yeah. I remembered his girl calling my girl, telling her that there was an internship, and asking if I wanted to come get down. Absolutely, 100%. Took the day off of the 2 jobs I was working because I was still fresh out of being homeless. Took the day off, went down there, sat with J Mill, filled out the application. Jay was interviewing me, and I remember being at my lowest and my highest in one day. Like being super disappointed and then being super elated, almost in the same sentence off the strength of J Mill. He took one look at my resume, he was going down it. Key Food, Banana Republic. There's no college on here. I said, all right, I got a 50-50 shot at this. Because I was definitely about to lie and say, I just forgot to put it on. And if he goes looks for it, I don't know what college credentials look like. I can't fake them.
Yeah.
So I go, I didn't go to college. I tell him. He goes, well, this internship is supposed to be for college students. And I sunk. I remember I was like as miserable as I could have been in that day because I didn't want anything more than this. And when he said that, it sounded like it was a rap. And then as soon as he said that, and I don't know if he read my face or if he was even looking at me, but then he goes, I won't hold that against you. So, and if I could have stood up and like, he was like, so what are you, and we started talking, and he hires me. I think you remember you were supposed to work for like 6 months before they let you on but it put you permanent and 3 months before you make it to payroll.
Mm-hmm.
I was on payroll after the first month. I was on payroll after the first and salaried like a month after that because I created the back issue closet, the back issue system, selling the old issues. And the first thing I did was clean up the whole back issue closet. And everybody thought I was being magnanimous, but I really just wanted to grab a bunch of issues that I didn't have, so my collection would be the Mary J. Blige sitting on the throne of ice.
I don't even know if I still have. I think I have like one somewhere.
I got two. The Tupac, all the Tupac.
Because you know my wife's in that one.
Nah.
Yeah. Steph is in that one.
Doing what?
She's in. There was a photo shoot, the fashion shit. She's wearing like I think like a biker or some like outfit or some shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I went and got, Red Man with the tissue in his nose and then with sunglasses. It was 2 separate covers. Yep. I got Same both issue. Of those. Yeah. I took every, but in order to find them more effectively.
So what year was this? This was 99, 2000?
Yeah, because my first official issue was the Hot Boys on the cover, and that was 99.
Okay.
And again, J Mill, had he not looked out, I wouldn't even have had the opportunity to intern. But creating the back issue closet, the back issue sales, he said you're basically paying for your own salary. You basically created your salary. The money that we're bringing in through this, if it stays consistent, it's only going up. The fact that we've never done this before, I don't understand. But even putting the little clip in the mag to tell people, hey, back issues are for sale, the cost of that you've negated in a month. You've already paid for that in the space of a month with what you sold. And I remember I was going ham. People were, what? You can buy this? The internet had just kind of like opened up a little something. The emails were crazy. I want this. How much will it cost for this? 200, 500, $1,000, $1,500, $800, like all in magazines. Some of them were like $5 each, but everybody wanted. And if they could have more than one, it was up. It was up. It's like crack. I was selling them crazy, and that got me into the source, and then it turned into writing.
Well, yeah, how did you make that? Because you were circulation.
J Mill was a former editor-in-chief.
True.
He literally taught me. J Mill would let me watch him, and he put me on to the fact that if you write, you can get a little bit of spam. You can get some extra money. The writing checks are separate from your real check. So if you want to make some extra money, you should start writing. And Jay quietly, but not so subtly, pushed me towards more. He didn't want me to stay in circulation like that. He was like, the way we talk hip hop, you should be, why aren't you doing this? That seems like a waste. And he didn't know that I wasn't, maybe he did. Maybe he did know I wasn't as educated as everybody else around. And I felt like a fraud. I didn't want to be exposed.
So you had that imposter syndrome. But also you was young.
Didn't matter.
At the #1 music magazine on newsstands.
Another reason to be intimidated.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, but just you were in, you went from not even being in a kiddie pool to swimming in the ocean.
Another reason to be intimidated. Like all these things, all these factors you're giving me are reasons why I felt like somebody would read one of my joints and go, "Are you kidding? What the fuck is this dude doing here? Get him the fuck out. Are you nuts? Him? Did you read this shit?"
But that's only ego though. Because at the end of the day, nobody knows who the fuck those faces were.
Right, no.
You know what I'm saying? So you're making up something.
Oh no, 100%, but I was also face to face with these people. Like Carlito was right there. Eric Parker was right there. Gordon and Ebony, oh shit, he's on the other side of this email. Like these are the guys and girls, like all these extensive high level journalists, and they're all right there. And for me, all of it, because I knew what it was with hip hop.
Yeah.
We could spot a sellout, we could spot a fraud, we could spot a fake, we could spot a phony. We can hear your rhymes, we know, come on man, get the fuck out of here. Like, go somewhere, bro. DJ, we know that bullshit. You're not real. And I felt like this was like that. So these guys are gonna spot me. They're gonna know that I'm not ready, that I'm a fraud, I'm a phony. Parker gave me one of my first pieces, my first interview, and it was with D12. Not the thing to do. I had to talk
that
to
was
all
not
these,
easy.
I had to talk to all these motherfuckers. And it was after the Up and Smoke tour, so I got cool with him. And Proof tackled me as soon as he walked in the room. Rest in peace, Proof. Good dude. They know. The dudes who were in the room know. As soon as he saw me, he ran in the chair and tackled me. Everybody just kind of sat around, like watching him wrestle with me on it. I'm like, would you get the fuck off me? Like, I'm supposed to be working. Shut up, nigga. Fuck that. Shut up. Fuck you working. Shut up. Like, trying not to slam him on the floor, but he's like got me hemmed up. Everybody's watching. It was ridiculous. But shout out to Proof. Once you were his friend, you were his friend. Period. And what I learned is his interactions with his friends didn't change because of the surroundings or the circumstances. So how he treated you when it was you, him, and two girls in a car driving through Boston is how he treated you when it was you, him, and the rest of his group in a conference room about to have an interview. Nothing changed. There was none of that shit. So when he saw me, he did what he would have done had we been anywhere. He tackled me. And, I did the interview. I took it back to Parker, and I didn't even do the interview. I'm going to tell you the truth. I just asked him questions, then I transcribed the entire thing and took it back to Parker. And I handed him the whole transcript. I didn't do shit. Because I didn't know what you were supposed to do. I had no idea. Nobody told me. And again, my pride jumped in the way, and I didn't ask J Mill. I didn't want him to think that he just set me up with this thing and I couldn't do it.
They didn't give you a word count, nothing?
Not that I remember. Because
usually it would be like, if it's like,
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he
yes.
didn't. I'm just telling you, you hear about rappers who jump in the thing and they can't count bars and they just rap forever. That's what I did. But what I made it a point to do, he was like, okay, Mecca. Parker was like, all right, okay, cool, no problem. He understood that I was a rookie, and so he didn't even talk to me about it. He just fixed it. And then I saw what I gave him, and I saw what was in the magazine, and I was like, oh, fuck. And I learned by watching, and after that, format, word count, pace, phrasing, color, all of those became super important. And it was just by watching what he took my shit and turned it into. Reading the magazine started happening from a different angle. I'm not reading it as a spectator anymore. Now I know the inner, and I'm reading, Aaliyah S. King. Oh, I see what she did. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah, no, because that, right. Oh, okay. Right. I was there for that interview. I know it. Oh, shit. Okay, right. Oh, and Carlito likes to do it like, okay. Completely different. You stop looking at it as a spectator. You start looking at it as a participant. And that's how I learned.
And the Source was an incredible place to learn, right? Before I get to that part though, I just want to say, like, the imposter syndrome part, I think it's the imposters versus the people who are supposed to be where they're supposed to be. It's all about your why.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I try to remind myself all the time, because I'm always in these situations of like, how the fuck did I get here? like even the spot we're in right now, like, and the whole idea for this place wasn't anything that was on my vision board. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a social club, a restaurant. It's like, I've never, right? And so that imposter syndrome used to hit me until I went, but my why, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here because I was put into this position. I was here because all the things that I've done in my past have put me to this. I'm not here because I'm trying to be something I'm not. And when you're trying to be something you're not, that's the imposter. That's the person you're saying I could pick that person out. That's the toy. That's the chump. That's you know what I'm saying. You could pick that person out. And so all I'm saying is like when we're in those positions and we feel that imposter, ask yourself why you're there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it completely changes that feeling.
Completely agree. There's a spin to that. I think in addition to your why, which you covered the resume, right? The things that gave you the tools to function in this lane that you're in now. I think in addition to that, you have to include the intention.
Well, no, but that's my why. I think you're saying the how.
Well, no, you said everything that I went through in the past.
That's the how. That's how I got there.
Right.
But why
your intentions are, and you specifically, because you've always had the same intentions. They evolved. Your intentions became a plan. You know what I mean? Your background gave you the knowledge of the intention, of the plan. It gave you the know-how for the plan. But like I was telling the ladies, you've always been one of those dudes who was like super generous, and you didn't talk a lot, but when you said something, it was like, hey, you want it? Like, you know, it's just wild friendly in a different way, not extrovert friendly, but you know, here. Yo, Mecc, what up?
Well, especially there because we couldn't be loud about it, right? So when I got fired, the next editor-in-chief before I got fired pulled me into their office and was like, after Carlito left.
Okay.
Right? And was like, you know, C used to always have these cars and he used to always get clothes and all this other shit. I want to get that same shit. I was like, what? I was like, he got that because that was my man. Like, we had a relationship, we were cool. And so I used to do that with everybody that I was cool with. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't just because otherwise it could be like everybody just wants to use you for that because I have access to all these brands.
Right.
And so I just was always moving a little bit different. And once it hit there, it was rough, man, because that's when the magazine went in a whole different direction.
Facts.
But before I get there, we was talking about learning, right? I learned how to make a magazine being at the source. Like rest in peace, Joe Trezza, like Joey Vegas used to pull me in his office all the time, like every time they would get the proofs for each issue. And I'd be seeing him in there, he'd have the loop and he's like looking at everything. I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at, bro? And that's when I learned CMYK and printing and how that shit works. And I was like, what do you mean? There's only 4 colors? This whole magazine is only printed with 4 colors? He's like, yeah, that's why that spot is dark and this spot is bright, and we have to sometimes give in to these things. And I started learning about registration and all of that. And, you know, I was an editor and had an editor title, but I didn't really write.
I caught that.
Right? But then I learned fucking with Anselm, fucking with Tracy, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I taught myself how to be an editor. It's one of the gifts and the curses though, right? I think sometimes when you learn and teach yourself things, they become habits. And I became an editor of everything.
You can't turn it off.
Right? And I would walk into people's events and start editing the events and start telling them, I mean, nobody asked you that shit. Start editing.
The ultimate party pooper, just fucking it up for
Bro,
everybody.
just fucking everybody shit up. I have to constantly remind myself to this day because I was self-taught. You know what I'm saying? And I was learning how to do everything. Because when I left the source, I started a magazine, started my own magazine, LTD. I had no fucking clue what I was doing and all that shit, you know?
You just knew how to make one.
I just figured out how to make one and made it backwards. To make it even more difficult, the magazine read right to left, went backwards. Like, I always do this shit that's so cool in my head, but it's so, like, you really got to be smart to figure this shit out.
And most people
aren't
stopping to think.
Yeah, so, you know, they used to. But, so now you start writing, and you went from what did you do? Was it a review with the first one with them? Or
the first thing I ever did was a album review.
Yeah.
It's Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Roxbury, whatever the
second album
was. Right.
Okay.
I did that, and then
Shout out to Ed OG. I was PWL Chemistry Records. Our fam Sin knows.
You know.
Like, no, because the first label I interned for
oh, get out of here.
was the label he was on.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
wild.
so the first record I worked was Diamond D, Best Kept Secret.
Dope ass song.
That was the first song I worked, and I got to work the whole album. But Ed was on that label, Scientific was on that label, rest in peace. And yeah, so it's funny how these things always kind of
Yeah, see, I
tie
didn't-
back.
yeah, I never would have known that.
Yep.
That was first. And then at the time, the Parker thing, that was a microphone check. If I'm not mistaken, that was the name of that call.
Yeah, mic check. Yep.
Yeah, and that was the first, that was the biggest thing I had done. That was my first interview.
Okay.
My first written piece was at OG, and then that was easy. I just kind of broke it down the way I heard it, and I thought it was a decent album, and I just kind of explained where it might fall a little short for certain listeners, and that was it. And then we agreed on the rating, and that was that. But like my extensive interview was D12, and that was after being on a road for the Up and Smoke tour, which was wild.
So what really got you like hooked on being a writer though? Because that's how I know you now as a writer.
I had always been writing,
Okay.
but this was like applying it here. Shout out to Jerry Barrow. Jerry helped me find my voice. Up until then, I was just writing what I thought people wanted to hear. Jerry was the person who told me, if you write the way you speak, you'll be a beast.
It's not that easy though.
It was for me.
Oh, it was for you? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was for me.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what I wasn't supposed to be able to do. Which is a thing in my life as a constant on my creative artistic side. Remember, there was this basketball video game a while ago. I don't remember the name of it, don't ask. But Patrick Ewing was in it. He played with the whole team. And I would shoot 3-pointers with Patrick Ewing. And everybody would be like, you're not supposed to be able to do that. I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to be able to do that. Had I known that you're not supposed to be able to do that, I probably wouldn't have been able to do that. I used to pop wheelies on my bike and be like straight vertical, like the tire facing complete. And to the part where my main trick was to go to the handball court, pop the wheelie, and put both tires of the bike up against the wall,
yeah.
And then spin off. And you can't, I never knew that wasn't something you were supposed to not be able to do. So when I got information about writing, and when I was told, like, if you write the way you speak, you'll be a beast, I was like, oh, shit, I'll try that. And that's what I started doing. And fast forward.
And so then that was the bug for you?
That was that. I mean, that just made it. That made it less of a chore and more of a love. I loved doing it. I always loved writing, but before it was like, it's hard to describe. Before it was like putting together someone's puzzle. And when he told me I could write using my own voice, I became the person who made the puzzle. So I didn't have to put your puzzle together. Now I'm creating my own puzzle, and it's way easier. Like, not easier is the wrong word, but it felt more natural and it moved smoother. So when you say the bug, it was like, oh, okay, all right, no problem. And now I'm just talking on paper, so now I'm an animal. Now everything I get a chance to write, I'll bring it over. Fuck it. Interview who? Oh, fuck it, let's do it. Okay, fuck it, let's. Okay, fuck it, let's do it. Like, anything you gave to me, all I had to do was speak and write down what I was speaking. I tore my eyes up spending so much time staring in screens.
So what was your original plan? You just wanted to work at the source. You just wanted to get there, just be in the mix.
Dream job.
Right?
I was going to retire from
But what was your dream job?
Music editor.
Music editor. Okay.
Eventually, I wanted to get to music editor. I didn't want to be editor-in-chief.
Okay.
But I wanted to be music editor. I wanted to do the 5-mic column and unsigned hype. Like, that's what I wanted.
Okay. And then where did you end up going? What did you end up getting to, like, at the source?
I got there.
Okay.
I ended up music editor. The owner at the time didn't want to give me that exact title. felt really petty. It was like music coordinator or supervisor or some shit like that. I was the music editor in everything but title.
So wait, so the Source is your like only, not real job, but that was like, I feel like you haven't been in an office since then, or are you in an office?
No.
So the Source was like the only time you were in an office in your career, like.
Fuck, what's the name of this place? Jerry Barrow worked over there. I1 Digital.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a whole, like Hello Beautiful was there, and a couple of different properties and websites were all under like this one hub, and I was over there fucking with Jerry, but even then I wasn't like an employee.
Okay.
I was a writer. I was a freelance writer, so I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, but it sounds like the Source was that one. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
It does, And then so you're working at the Source, you're writing. When does the MC start happening? Like when you start getting a little more serious and start recording?
Okay. Shout out to my best friends from we were boys. We went from Boys to Men, my crew, crew that I rap with, The Plague, Pac FM, Substantial, Bad Seed, GMS, Hydra, PH, rest in peace, PH, DP1, Tone Deaf, Session. We big crew, Chameleon. We were really making noise. And I kind of came to this fork in the road, which turned out to be completely imaginary, but not so much. I'll explain it. The way I saw Benzino catching flack for being a rapper with influence in the magazine, it felt like if I even smelled something like that coming towards me, I would back off. I didn't want anybody saying that I blew up because, well, he's only blowing up because he's at the Source and he knows this and he knows that and he knows this person and that person put him on. But they probably did that because they want a better review or because he paid them off or he found something that they wanted, blah, blah, blah. He's a barter. I didn't want none of that. In the words of Nipsey Hussle, no smut on my rep. I didn't want no kind of talk like that around me. So I started geeking. I started turning the volume down on the music. When I was at the Source, it was all Source. When I left the Source, I wanted it to be all music. But that's not really what happened. You go to these events and somebody sees you, you become Mecca from the Source. Mecca raps, and that became the Mecca's rap. Mecca raps, and fuck.
And back then, there wasn't the multi-hyphenate the way we are now.
Nah, not at all.
You didn't have that. It wasn't just so many people doing it.
Not at all. Not at all. People were shocked that I rapped. And I came in the Source making music with my friends and rapping with my friends, but like.
People were shocked when C said he did graffiti.
Yeah.
It was like, what? You did, but you're a writer. But you're the editor-in-chief of the Source. You couldn't have done graffiti.
He was nice.
Yeah.
He was nice with that is where we lived at the time.
Yep.
And I also didn't want to be that guy who called a friend at a label and had them looking at their phone like, what this nigga doing? This nigga trying to get on. You know the aversion we have to people who are trying to get on or trying to use us in any capacity professionally. I saw that a lot. Just kicking it with music writers, somebody coming up to you with a demo, oh God, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to, whack ass. I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me. I was good. I am good. But
I was like, well, I was.
Yeah. No, I'm good, but I didn't want, I was so afraid of becoming the guy who anytime I came around, somebody expected me to ask for a music favor or an industry favor. to the point where they would stop inviting me or stop wanting me around.
Yep. So I gotta ask this one. You were one of the few that made the transition from the source to that magazine that lawyer owned. Because I always tell my friends that work there after, I was like, y'all didn't work at the source. We worked at the source.
Yeah.
And I'll even say, to me, like, I was the second part of the source. You know what I'm saying? Like after the first Mind Squad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know the original, like what that really was like. Like, I feel like, I don't want to say commercial because that's the wrong way to say it, but it was a different level that we got to.
Absolutely.
Right? At that point, it's the number one music magazine. It was like, we were...
Like college to the pros.
Yeah, right? But I know that original was just so...
As raw as them college games.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that shit was just so... Like, I was lucky to go up there a few times and things like that, but didn't see it from the inner workings.
J Mill was my connection to that.
Yeah,
having done everything, J Mill was my connection.
Yep, so I know you got those stories. But what was that like for you going from when it was like family, it was, you know what I'm saying, like we had a whole culture to that?
Awful. Awful. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. You watch your dream job turn into like this other thing from people who you know don't appreciate it for what it was and who are using it for like all kinds of different purposes to feed their own ego, feed their own brand, it's really terrible. It was I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I got burnt out.
Yeah.
I got burnt out. My first official work burnout was, Mike, you remember the days when it was good at Park Avenue South. Bro, they used to have to tell us to go home.
Oh, hell yeah.
You could be in there all night and nobody would give. I had a toothbrush in there, bro.
Yeah.
Like we literally.
We lived there. And it wasn't forced.
No,
it wasn't like,
no.
yo, you guys have to do this, you have to. Motherfuckers look forward to closing.
Look forward to pulling up.
Yeah. Because those closing nights was fun, bro.
They were lit.
Yeah.
They were lit. But no matter what job you had, I was in circulation. I had nothing to do with clothes. I was still there.
Yep.
I lost relationships off the strength of this. Girl get mad at me like, you always at work. Like, it's more fun than you. I really like all those people way more than
Somebody watching this right now is going, that was me. They're like doing the math.
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but you know, like I know. Like, come on now, you would not saying they were, but you definitely.
But you loved her, just like Common.
Bruh. It was like, go kick it with her or stay here where all this fly shit is happening. New music from new artists and all this energy, and we playing the songs, we seeing the videos, everybody's chopping it up.
Early. And that's the difference too, is like, it wasn't like, oh, you got debuted the night before and then everybody got it the next day.
Months early.
We had a 3-month lead time, you know what I'm saying? And deadlines, and by the time this came out, we had to have things early.
I had those songs memorized by the time they hit.
You was already on to the next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Way ahead.
Yeah.
And it was just the juice of it all. Like not even on no clout shit. You just wanted to hear the new music from whoever this guy was. New DMX, new Jay-Z, new Redman, new Kanye, new this, new that. All that flyer shit, and they all putting their best foot forward. Everybody's trying to win.
Yep.
Q-Tip producing something. This person putting Timbaland doing something. Oh my God, those were the days, bro.
Yep.
Could have stayed in that. And then to go from that to what it became.
Yeah, to the microwave world.
Micromanaging, microwave, over your shoulder. What time did you get here?
Yeah.
How are you the first one to leave? Calling on a Sunday. Like, even when you tried to carve out your own piece, habitual line stepping, people watching, and the whole environment just, and it was sickening to see.
Yeah. And to me, you know what came up is Chris's line. rap is something you do, hip hop is something you live.
And there was none
and
of
the
that.
source was what
the
we
second
lived,
part.
and then that second part was something you did.
There was none of that. There was none of that. I was writing, and I got my covers out of that era.
Yep.
So I'll never, shit on it to that degree. And shout out to Kaz. We found I made a good part of my reputation in that era.
Yep.
Doing the right thing by people. Mm-hmm. That's why publicists treat me the way they do now. That's why a lot of rappers, writers, et cetera, treat me, because I did whatever I could for whoever I could. I understood that we couldn't pay people, so I ended up writing there was a time when I was responsible for like 60% of everything that went in there, because when it came to the music, there was no budget to hire somebody. And I didn't want somebody else chasing me down for money that I wasn't even responsible for. So I started writing that.
Yeah.
I started writing under different tags. I wrote under MC, MRC, Mr. 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 Like, anything I could think, Mecc. I just put my tag, just became everything, to the point where Homeboy decided one time he was going to take my tag off of one of my pieces. Your name appears too much in here. Then hire somebody else, motherfucker. Like, give me a budget to hire. You mad that we got to take your name off a few of these?
Not mad about giving you all the work.
No.
But mad about you getting all the credit because that person wants the credit.
This photo right here represents one of the highlights of my career and one of the worst. It's Biggie on stage for people who can't, but I'm sure you can put a picture up. That photo right there. That guy, I almost said this, that guy changed the words in one of my pieces. And it was a piece dedicated to him. I had never been more upset professionally and personally than I was in that moment. I was pissed in a different, because not only did he change the line, but he cornered it up. I was going over the duality of Biggie. And I said, although he stood an intimidating 6'1", 200 whatever pounds, like, people tell stories of his warmth and generosity, and although he wasn't traditionally handsome, the ladies love Big Papa, right? I went back and read the thing, and where it said traditionally handsome, instead it said, although he was a large guy, the ladies love Big Papa. And I went, I ran down on Don, who the fuck did that to this piece about that guy that came from my pen? Who did that? And he was like, well, he decided, I changed it. Your man comes out, I changed it. I didn't like how that sounds. Traditionally handsome, I didn't like how that sounds. I'm not writing for you, you fucking mutt. You have nothing to, don't you have, I wanted to physically harm him in that moment. How dare you? How dare you? You who have never written anything more interesting than a law brief have decided that you can tell me how I'm going to frame a story about one of the greatest MCs the genre has ever known, and my one chance to write a cover story on it, and you decided you're gonna put your fingers in my food. How dare, who asked you? And not even run it by me, not nothing, and then corny it up. I gotta understand if you improve my. Although he was a large guy, real. I just said he was 6'1", blah.
Yeah, you just already,
I was tight. Oh my God, I was angry. I was steaming the whole day. I'll never forget that. It was like when I saw how little respect homie had for the people who actually do this. Yeah. That and this little speech he gave one time when he was like, my daughter plays out with her toys all the time. I never have to tell my daughter to stop playing. What I got to tell y'all to stop writing? My daughter plays with her toys. Nobody tells her to stop. I'm like, so your child? You're comparing writers to your child. doing a story on Ice Cube. We're sending one of the interns to do it, a teenage intern to write about a legend. You don't respect us at all. Mm-mm. You have no respect for this thing. Oh, okay, I see. All right. Mm-mm. Gotcha. And I started moving that way. Yeah. And I think that's been like a reoccurring thing in my career. When I see how you get down, I reflect that energy. I give it right back. This what we doing? Heard you.
Yeah. And I told you, as soon as they put Bible, I was like, yeah, nah, this isn't what we did. This wasn't what I was a part of. This isn't that culture we had. This is not the vision. This is not the respect. This is something way different. This is all just ego.
I stuck around because I felt like somebody had to fight the good fight. Yeah. I can either preach to the choir or I can stay here and try to bring it back to what I know it was supposed to be. Yeah. And you can't do that when it doesn't belong to you. Mm. I learned that with My Expert Opinion. I learned that with the Source magazine. I've learned that with artists that I work with. Yep. Who I can't mention, but it's been a theme in my career when I've tried to stay where you think you're needed and do the right thing by this thing that you feel is bigger than you. Mm-hmm. Like My Expert Opinion was bigger than me. Yep. The Source magazine was bigger than me. This person's career bigger than me. And I'm gonna be a part of that. And I'm gonna be a brick in the foundation of this. And I'm gonna say what needs to be said because I want this to go. I know the essence of this. I was a kid when I came into the Source. I watched grown adults cultivate a landscape that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I watched them make a legend. I watched it happen. I was there when this thing happened at My Expert Opinion. I know, you know what I mean? I'm not speaking from some outside perspective, and I wasn't the first generation in either one of those spots. But I was there when the lightning hit. Mm-hmm. I know what the lightning's supposed to sound like. I know what it's supposed to feel like. I know what it's supposed to look like. I was a witness. I saw it. The artist that I'm working with, I remember when you struck. I remember when the lightning hit. I was there for that. We can do that. This is the thing you said you wanted. My Expert Opinion, this is what they wanted. The Source magazine, this is what they wanted. And I stayed in these places because I felt like if I bounced, well, then who? You know what I mean? If I bounced, then who's here to keep it from going? And it's not saying I'm so special, but I remember. You care. I give a fuck. Yeah. There's a memory here to draw from. Mm-hmm. I'm drawing from a place of actual experience. I sat at the feet of Carlito Rodriguez and Eric Parker and Aaliyah S. King and Anselm Samuels. I was there and learned from the greats. Mm-hmm. I have that to give to somebody else now. So when Kaz comes in and Kathy comes in and all the other writers who gathered in, okay, here, take it. I'm not gatekeeping shit. Take it. You got the eye. Here, take it. Everything I know, you take. Everything I learned, you have. My Expert Opinion, I could break out, but then who's gonna, you know what I mean? Who's gonna be in this room when it's time to talk this versus that, and that versus this, and who's gonna tell that story the right way, and who knows about that thing and this thing that happened, who memorized this album and this production and that. Okay, well, I'm gonna stay where I'm needed. I don't want to preach to the choir and go around a bunch of people who already know all the shit I know. Not that there's a bunch of those, but you know, what's the point of that? You're supposed to be where the message can land someplace and do some good. Yeah. And you're supposed to give the shit away. My father gave it away. My father didn't. You had to be worthy. He didn't waste his words, but he gave it away. You're supposed to give it away. Going someplace else, you're just preaching to the choir, you're standing around a bunch of other people who are just like, you're all saying the same shit. Nah, you're supposed to be in the fight. This is where the fights happen. Yeah. It's that side and this side. This is the right side. So you're supposed to stay on the right side. and put them up. And I can fight. So let's go ahead and fight. You think what? Nah, that's not true, and here's why. I think this, okay, that's not true. Well, then show me. Show me. I'm listening. I'm not cutting you off. Show me. That's bullshit. You know it, and I know it. So now what happens? What we doing now? You know what I mean? You're supposed to. I felt like that at the source. I felt like that in a bunch of different areas of my career, and I think maybe now I'm coming to a place where I realize if I'm a die empty, it can't be giving everything away to somebody who doesn't, giving it away to people who don't appreciate it, people who don't fight me over it, people who don't see any value in it, people who have their own separate agenda and their own ego, and it doesn't. It has no equilibrium with the original thing. When that person feels they're bigger than the brand, and I'm not shouting anybody out specifically, but I am saying I've been in too many situations where you feel you're bigger than the brand, and now this is happening. And even though this is happening, you're still doing the things that you're doing that caused this thing to happen. And I can stay here and fight, but it's not mine.
Yep, and that's the thing. I think so. All those situations are school. Right?
Yeah,
that's all for you to get these lessons. And then I think the way you die empty is when you have control over what you're giving, right? At least in a as much as you can, right? Obviously, we don't have control of everything, but in order to do that, you need to start putting your own shit out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that becomes the next iteration. Things start to build around you.
Let me take it back to the beginning of the conversation. When I was living in the house with my sisters, I was taught that being for self, being concerning about your own thing was selfish and greedy. So wanting to do my own thing as an adult became a bad thing. Why are you being so greedy? Why are you being selfish? Why? How come
Be a
you
team
can't
player.
just? Yeah, exactly. How come you can't just keep doing for me and letting me? And I thrived in a role as a team player. But then when the team started going, when it wasn't about the team anymore, one of my father's quotes came back to hit me in the head. If servitude is beneath you, leadership is beyond you.
That's a good one.
If servitude is beneath you, leadership is beyond you.
Yes.
A real leader, not a boss. A real leader is a servant of the team.
Yep.
The goal is to make sure everybody is good.
Yep.
You can't, there's no I in team. You can't be bigger than the team, even if it's your team.
Yep.
Never supposed to be that. Your responsibility is for the people around you. As the leader, it's a terrible job. It's a terrible job. You're now responsible for his well-being, her well-being, his. All of that falls directly on you, and you don't get to weasel your way out of it when you didn't hold up your end of shit. If they just ran off and did some wild shit, then but you're the leader.
Yeah.
It's still your job. If it's fucked up over here, it's because it landed on you.
Yeah.
What did you do? Can't be everybody else's fault. You're the only leader. So now what happens? Even if they did some shit anti-leadership, it was your job to correct that it's all you.
And it's lonely as fuck.
Because who you gonna talk to?
Yep.
Now I tried to make myself a resource in all these situations, especially at the source. I was told to my face, well, Mecca, people like you. People like you, stick around, rock with me. People actually they fuck with you. I was like, okay, cool. Look, what do you want me to do with that? Because I can't keep doing things against who I am. But when you hear your mother's voice in your head telling you, don't be selfish, don't be greedy, don't be selfish, don't be greedy, don't be selfish, don't be greedy, it turns into, I can compromise. I'm cool.
But now you're compromising self.
Your ambition. I convinced myself that my time would come. I'd have my opportunity. This person who I'm giving so much to, they'll see that I deserve a shot. I deserve a chance to do X, Y, Z, maybe, and they'll support me when my turn comes. Meanwhile, it was in their best interest to make sure my turn never came.
Yep. The person who's supposed to see that was you.
Yeah. It took me a minute.
Yeah.
Took me a minute.
Yeah. But that's our road. That's you're never not where you're supposed to be. I always say that. Right? If you think you're not supposed to be there, you're not catching the lesson. You haven't learned what you need to get past whatever that is.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's on there I'm in this like all the time. So all right, so after the source, when and how did Expert Opinion happen?
Math was missing a guest, believe it or not. I wasn't called to be a host. I was asked to come down and be a guest. Okay. I guess whoever he had canceled, and you want to fill those chairs up.
Yep.
So he asked me to come down as a guest. I arguing with Arsonist, Arsonist Heatmakers. Shout out to Arsonist, great dude and an underrated producer.
And how long were they going before? I mean,
they had been at it for like a year and some change. I want to say. I think I was generation 2.
Of how many generations?
4.
Okay. All right. So kind of like similar like the source, right? A few generations.
Yeah. What? First generation. Then it was like a little fuzzy era. Then me. I came in on the fuzzy era. Then it was S.O. Heineken Space. Bigger me. That was one iteration. And then right after that was me, Gat, Kim Osorio, and Spinoza. That's another. I left Champ out. So it was the first generation. Then I think there was another generation right after that. The first generation being Misfit and Knowledge. Then right after that, I think there was like a little fuzzy area where it was kind of in flux. Then me, S.O. Heineken, and Bigger was kind of like the team. That was one generation. That's why I started. Then after that, there was a generation with Champ in it. That would be 3. And then right after that, if I'm not mistaken, it was me, Kim, Spinoza, Gat. The Champ and Gat were in the same. Yeah, so I think there's been like 4, maybe 5, 4 to possible. And I got there like maybe generation 2.5, something like that. And
so you were supposed to be a guest and then just stayed.
He just started inviting me back. Like it all happens with his, you want to pull up? Yeah, sure, this is dope. You want to pull up? Yeah, sure, this is dope. And after a couple of times when I couldn't pull up, we had to talk numbers. Because now it's I got other shit that I'm doing. The projects with Bus started picking up, and we were really like locked in working, getting his music where he wanted everything to look, how he wanted everything to look, and where he wanted it to be. Extinction Level Event 2 is where I got my first A&R credit. Okay,
dope. And what year was that? That was 2020,
if I'm not mistaken. It was like right after the pandemic.
Okay.
On the tail end of the pandemic. It's like 2020. And went up to My Expert Opinion and just kind of never left. Kind of kept going back and forth. Great arguments, great discussions, great stories.
Yep.
Super fire.
Yeah.
Super fire.
I felt like though when you got up there, that's when research started happening. That's when it was like there was more of a like getting people to really tell stories.
That's the job, right? That's the source.
Yeah.
That's microphone check.
Yep.
That's the feature. That's the story. That's the cover story. That's what you do. That's not an album review. Now you're talking to somebody. You want the whole thing to be on display for everybody. And there were certain things I was there for. So when I heard certain shit, I'd be like, that's not how that happened. That's not how that happened.
Yeah.
And I could say something that let that person know, hey, I was there.
Yeah.
Spoke to them too. I got the receipts.
Yeah.
It's in the magazine.
Yeah, it's not hearsay.
Yeah.
But and that's something like we kind of not skipped over, but I don't talk about a lot is, there's no fact checking now. There's no like when we was doing the source, bro. We got audited. You used to have to like oh, if you said something wrong in this one, you have to make it up in the next one.
Yeah.
You know,
Corrections were a
there's
thing.
no accountability now. It's just like you can say whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, he said that. He's crazy. What? Like, bro, but this is not true. Like, what do you mean you just said it? It's crazy. Like, nah, we gotta like fact check things, but there's none of that.
It's not sexy.
I mean, I guess, but it's just like, it's just.
You're looking for a world where credibility and integrity is still like high on people's priority list, and it's not there. Attention is the new currency.
Attention is a drug. Shout out to Tash.
Yeah, it's the brand new currency, and business is booming.
Yeah,
because you can do anything to get attention.
Mm-hmm.
Anything negative will get you. I could talk some slanderous shit, right? Where I'm avoiding names in specific situations, just because my integrity calls for that.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I could go nuts. Numbers be through the roof, all over the place. But my self-respect is, I value my self-respect more than I do the attention of strangers.
Where's the line though? Because it's almost like
subjective.
Like, but no, I mean like, for the people like us that actually care, mm-hmm. versus getting that attention, getting those views, getting those numbers, right? Mm-hmm. Where's the compromise?
I'm not sure there is one. To be honest, I'm not sure there is one. I think the attention of the fan, mm-hmm. the attention of the observer, I think their mindset has to be, this is cool. Integrity is cool. Being A1 is cool. Being stand-up is cool.
We're not there right now.
Right. Okay. But I will say, and I feel funny saying this, I don't like saying my supporters support me because I do my best with that. Mm-hmm. Because I don't compromise where I'm not supposed to. Because I stand up where maybe some people wouldn't. Because I say something that maybe a lot of people would let slide. That's why Bus fucks with me. Mm-hmm. If I didn't say what I said when we were talking about his music, I wouldn't be around. Mm. If I didn't share that level of competitive, and have that competitive steam on it, I'm not sure he'd fuck with me. Mm. My expert opinion, the followers, the people in the comment section, and the people who approach me in the street, they don't approach me because I was on YouTube. They approach me because I said something that they wanted, they would have said. Mm-hmm. I approached it the way they would have approached it. So it's hard for me to believe, my experience won't let me believe that gap is as wide as we might think it is. Yeah. Right? The people who fuck with me, Mike, you know, I've always been exactly what I am. Yeah. When have I ever?
Nah, you haven't. That's one of the things I actually wanted to ask you. I didn't ask you yet. Like your attitude, I feel like this is just an iteration of your dad from what I'm hearing. Right? Like it sounds like you are your father's son.
Probably.
You know, without knowing him at all. But you've always been this kind of loner. You've always kind of been like not by choice. Not by like shunned or not by an outcast, not by anything like that, but always like, no, I'm good. Like we just talked about the other day, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you never have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you've been in every room, and I'm sure mad people fuck around D12 and all that. I'm sure they was like, hey.
The Purple Pills crew.
Yeah, I'm sure they were like, hey, we have, you know. And so I think there's a lot of confidence in being able to do that, right? And discipline. And you'll say, again, different, right? I think that's something, though, when people are always working on themselves, mm-hmm. It's always can be more, right? I have people tell me constantly, bro, you do so much. And I'm like, bro, I got so much I got to do. And I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. But you got to stop and also look at what you do, right? And these are the things I am great at. These things that the choices that I've made that put me in these positions, mm-hmm. right? And so you got to give yourself those flowers.
I'm not good at that.
I didn't say you have to be good at it.
Yeah.
I just say you got to try to do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things, though, as we move along in life, bro, it's that's why I love doing these things. Because just hearing people's stories and how they got to these places is so dope, right? And in a way, you're already giving yourself flowers without even knowing it.
Huh. I'll tell you how I feel about it. Whenever I've reached for the next thing, or I've been interested in what the next thing looks like, and I've expressed a level of anxiety or frustration that said thing is further away than I want it to be, there's always been somebody who'll go, well, I mean, take it, look how far you've come. Mm-hmm. Look at everything you've managed to do. Look at all your accomplishments. Look at all the covers and this and that. And I find myself in this weird place where I'm trying my best not to come across ungrateful, mm-hmm. but I don't want to pretend to be satisfied.
I don't think it's satisfaction. I think it's acknowledgement. It's not satisfaction.
That's not how. Like, don't remind me of what I've done when I'm telling you about what I want to do next. I don't want to hear about that.
I mean, I get in that context.
That's the only one I'm talking about. Like, I'm grateful as shit because, like we've already covered, the things you did put you in position to be where mm-hmm. you are, gave you the tools to be where you are and to excel in that spot, right? I don't want it, when I'm focused on the next thing, for you to remind me what I've already done as if I should be happy to just be here. And I get that there are people who would be satisfied with where I am right now. And I know there are people who would kill for my bad days. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I can't let that hold me up anymore. Mm-hmm. And I've had it happen too often where, you know, I have done some dope shit. That's true. Maybe I should just be, all right, maybe this thing isn't that. I mean, look what I've done. They're right. That never feels right. Every time I even think about it, I get like the shakes and the heebie-jeebies and my skin crawls. The idea of slowing down because somebody else would be happy at this speed. I've already done that. I did that. I danced other people's songs. I was a great team player and was happy at other people's speed. A lot. Bro, there's one speed now. It's my speed. Mm-hmm. I don't want to think about what I did. Yep. I'm cool with what I did, but it's in the rear view for a reason. Mm-hmm. I can't move forward if I'm looking backwards. Mm-hmm. If I walk backwards, I'm gonna run into something. Fall down a fucking flight of stairs. No, nigga, I want to look this way. Yeah, I heard you, bro. I heard you. I'll dust all that off from time to time to show respect and show how grateful I am for it. But you are bugging if you think all things stop. Yeah. I'm not satisfied. I don't want to pretend to be content with my stories. I'm still writing it. Yeah. So stop having me reread the old chapters. I'm writing the new ones now.
This sounds like it happens a lot.
Constantly. Constantly. Oh my God. Constantly. And it's always by somebody that loves me. That's the hardest part.
So I think with that is people are trying to say they're proud of you, right? In that way.
I can dig it.
And I think they also want you to stop and smell the roses a bit. Mm-hmm. You're like, fuck that. But I don't think you need it because it sounds like I don't think the two are connected. You being satisfied and having gratitude for what you've done, I don't think is the same thing. I don't see that being the same thing, but I think that's how you're receiving it, right? When people are saying that, because I don't think anybody's telling you to stop. I think
it feels that way.
I'm speaking for myself.
Okay.
I'm not gonna speak for anybody else. I'm never telling you to stop, right? But there's a beauty in having gratitude for the road you've traveled, right?
I cannot express to you how grateful I am for all of it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
I don't want to stop.
Like, I think Because a lot of the times we just forget the things that we've done and how we've gotten here, right? And we think because we've already done them, it's like, I should just kind of done. And it's there, I did that. And yeah, whatever, I forgot about that, or whatever, right? When people remind me of shit that I've done, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that. I'm like, damn, I did do that, huh?
Yeah.
Right? But there's like this beauty in uncovering those things and opening those things up. And again, it's not to put an anchor down and say like, I'm good and I'm just gonna chill and watch this sunset and not try to be anywhere and shit like that. But it's like, again, there's just this beauty in saying and holding up. Because I didn't have this plan. Right? I have gone with the flow of things that have been put in front of me and presented to me. I never wanted to create a magazine. I created a magazine because we were supposed to do an annual publication on style at the source, and I had been researching that shit for a year, and then I got fired. And so I was like, well, fuck, I got this. Let me just go do a magazine now.
Right.
I could have been like, nah, fuck that, and I did this, and I should have did this, and I'm going this way. Or I'm good with that, I'm satisfied, let me go do something else and something just different now. But they're just tools, they're lessons, they're learnings, they're things for us to bring forward and to build on. You know what I'm saying? And so again, like I just think because I always hear you like, there's something about you and being satisfied that is very scary.
Okay, explain that to me.
No, but I think how you feel, like that word satisfied is like scary to you because you got so much you want to do.
It's a little intimidating.
You know? And I don't ever think like, I don't know what satisfaction is. Like as far as like, I'm proud of all the things that I've done. I'm happy. I think that's when when I say I'm satisfied, I'm content in life.
That's the word I should be using.
I'm happy.
That's the word I should be using.
You know what I'm saying?
Content.
Right? But if I'm alive, there's progression. If I'm alive, I'm going forward. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing new things and I'm trying this, or I'm trying to make this bigger and better or whatever it is. So I just want to make sure you're smelling those roses, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think also you can receive it as well.
Right? I have an issue with that too.
Right? And being able to receive that love, when you're not, tells me that person is closed off a little bit. You're defensive about something. Not you person, but just there's a defense there, a defense mechanism. It might be a fear of failure. It might be a fear of being satisfied or being overly content where you become stagnated and you're not growing. A fear of not accomplishing the things, or maybe even not dying empty and not putting all of those things out there. But being able to receive, like I always tell people, don't worry about what people can or can't receive. Like you tell somebody I love you, a lot of people can't receive that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
A lot of people are like, I don't even know how, what?
I don't know how to respond.
Yeah, what? Like, you know, because they've never given it. So they don't know how to receive it.
I love you. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and you're like, what?
So what are we having?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just for whatever it is, I just want you to hopefully move forward in a way where it's like a little more open to that.
I recognize, first of all, thank you. Second of all, I recognize that I have an issue with receiving compliments. I'm not sure where that comes from, but I'm looking into it. Because I feel like there's something unhealthy under that whole, there's probably something I need to uncover as far as that whole stingy, selfish. There's probably something in there that has me feeling unworthy of. I'm looking into it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but the stingy, selfish thing might be part of it. That might be a big part of it.
I completely think so. I completely think so. This is me with full accountability. I'm just telling you because I don't give a shit to not tell you. That I understand that I have issues with X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, and where those come from. My issue with authority, I understand where that comes from. Not exactly trying to change that one because it keeps me from listening to dumbass people. So I'm not really too keen on fixing that one. But as far as receiving any kind of praise when I feel like I haven't done enough, I've kind of put that one to bed a bit.
Okay.
but I won't pretend to be content.
Yeah.
Happiness is a verb. You gotta. It's not a natural state. You gotta chase it.
Now, joy is a natural state that you got to work to.
You have to. It doesn't just.
Nah, happiness is moments in time.
Right.
Joy is something we work on every day.
Agreed.
To keep that pilot light alive. Somebody told me that it's like joy is your pilot light. Happiness is the flame that turns on from that pilot light.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Agreed.
you have all those burners on the top without. You can't have this happiness without that pilot light being lit, and that pilot light is, you know what I'm saying?
So that's a new way to put. That's the real way. I completely agree with that. And with that said, I'm cool on all of it, but I'm not. I don't want to be reminded of anything when I'm chasing. You bring that up later. Somebody steps to me in the street, go, "Yo, Mecc, that's a flower." You dig? Somebody stops to let me know that whatever it is I did resonated with them to the point where they want to say what's up to me, or they want to shake a hand, or they want to take a picture, or they want to talk to me about something I said, or talk to me about something they think. All of those I take as flowers, and that's been something I've had to learn to deal with. And it's been difficult. Not that it's, because it's dope, it's amazing that you think anything about what I had to say, to the point where you're like, yo, I fuck with you, blah, blah, blah. I'm never gonna, that is fire. That is dope. That's really, really dope. And every time I hear it, I appreciate the shit out of it. That's why anybody who wants to take a picture, say anything to me, I'm here for all. Yo, what up? Yo. Want to take another one? Make sure you got it how you want it. Let's like get to.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Like I'm doing all that.
And then you walk away by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely. Swiftly. Headphones back on, because there's things I want to do. I've held back a long time. A long time. I'm a little upset with myself about that.
Why so?
Why? Because I shouldn't have done it.
I mean, but look at the positions you're in right now.
Fuck that. Still shouldn't have done it. If it pans out.
What if it would have changed your trajectory, though? Like, what if you wouldn't be here right now?
I'd be someplace else, and maybe I'd be content, maybe I wouldn't be. But what I can deal with is what's happening now. And I don't like dwelling. I don't like my disposition isn't sitting still. My composition isn't. I mean, I imagine the day is gonna come. My allergies are killing me. I imagine the day is gonna come when I will be. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just restless. Maybe that's just maybe I just got a restless soul, restless heart, restless spirit. I'm very happy of all the fly things I've gotten to do, though. I've been on stage with like De La Soul. I helped start Slaughterhouse. I went on tour and opened for them across all up and down the Eastern Seaboard. Like, I'm cool with some amazing fucking people who hold me in a high regard. And I don't make a lot of friends, because friendship for me is a responsibility at best and a burden at worst. And that shit sucks. When it's a burden, it's terrible. I'd rather you not be my friend. Just stay over there, because I don't want to have to be responsible. I don't want another motherfucker I got to be responsible for. You call me and now I got to get up and go do whatever it is that a friend would do in this position for you, because I said you're my friend. The friends that I have don't abuse that space, which is how we've managed to stay so cool. But like there's certain burdens I'm not. And again, all this wraps into the way I move off by myself. If something happens, it only has to happen to me.
Yep.
I'm cool on that. Whatever has to happen to me, but it ain't got to involve nobody else. Hawaii doesn't have to be there when this foul shit happens, and not wishing anything, but whatever. I say all that to say, being in this place that I'm in my life right now, head of A&R with all these titles, it's great. It's dope, right? It's my time.
And with that, we're doing what? after the experiences kind of hit the, I don't know, stop button?
I have no idea. It's my turn to work on dying empty, bro. I'm gonna run it all. I'm gonna run it up. I'm gonna run it all. I'm gonna reach for everything that I told myself. Not now, maybe later. Oh, bro, these grays aren't getting less. I've been premature grays since fucking puberty. Like they're not getting less. Waiting around for what? Waiting for who? Why? If I'm not gonna do it now, when am I gonna? I'm going after, and that's why I don't want to talk about the past. That's why I don't want to dwell on what I've already accomplished. Because as dope as that is, if I died today, God forbid, I don't want to be surrounded by the ghost of my potential and have that going in the ground with me. There's a bunch of things I got to get off. When Gregory Hines knew that he was on the way out, and Sammy Davis Jr. and certain people know they're on the way out. They don't turn down; they turn it up. They turn it up. When they knew that the days were numbered, when a doctor told them that their days were numbered, they didn't turn it down. They turned it up. Okay, well, everybody's days are numbered. I don't need a doctor to tell me that. Everybody's days are numbered. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. All I can control is what I'm going to do with it. I'm going empty. I'm going empty. When I stand in front of God, hey, everything you gave, I used.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Took all the jewels.
Thank you kindly. And I gave it away. I didn't gatekeep shit. I went on Mechanism Monday on my YouTube channel and told everybody the best thing I thought. I passed my father's gems to others, not just to my own kid. I gave it to everybody. Everything my father taught me, I gave to the planet. You go to my YouTube channel, it's all right there. Musical, hey, did it till I couldn't do it anymore.
Yep.
Whatever it, wrote a book, here, take it, fuck it, have it, take it. All right, when I go stand for judgment, I just need to be able to say, whatever you gave me, I used it. Then I'll be content.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Spiritual?
Yeah.
Religion?
I'm respectful of religious practices and beliefs. Definitely spiritual though.
Okay.
God-fearing.
Okay. Any daily practices?
I pray all the time. But mostly for my moms, other people, stuff like that. And I hope, I ask God for two things. One, to do the right thing in his eyes. Because it looks different to other people. So I hope when he sees me, he sees a guy trying to do the right thing. And two, I ask for the knowledge to know the difference between a test and a sign. Because they look the same.
Yeah.
That's one I got from my father too. A test to see if I'll keep going, or a sign that I should stop. And I ask for the knowledge to know the difference when they pop up.
That's a good one, And how do you discern amongst those? That's a tough one,
You gotta know yourself. I think it mostly starts with knowing you. That's my main ingredient is you gotta know who you are. You gotta know what you can take. You gotta know what you're built for. Because that sign that you should stop, you'll fuck around and think you're supposed to run through that wall. And you're not. Or that test to see if you should go, you'll take that as a sign that you should stop. And you shouldn't. That was just a sign. It was just a test. Wanted to see I'm being tested now. As we speak, every day I'm being tested. I can see it for some reason. I see it as clear as day. That's a test. That's a test. This is a test. I don't have signs right now that I should stop. It's all tests. How bad you want it? You gonna keep going? Hey, Mecc, what do you think? You gonna keep going? You gonna go again? What do you think? It didn't work out so much the way you wanted it to. What about now? How about now? What you gonna do now?
So after the podcast hitting this wall, what's the test? What?
To see if I'll keep going.
What does that look like?
A new show, more music with Bus, music on my own. I don't have to compromise my supporting roles to extend my own goals. I've never had to. No one's ever asked me to. Mm-hmm. I took it upon myself to do that. That was my fault.
Yep.
Bus never asked me to dim out in order to help him shine. Nobody ever did that. Certain people have hinted towards it, and there are certain people who just, won't stop you from dimming out so they can shine a little bright. If they see you doing that, they won't pick you back up. Hey, nah, snap out of it. That's what I would do. That's what I've done. Everybody don't do what I do. A lot of people, some people do, but not everybody. But right now, thankfully, the people who are around me in this immediate, they want to see me flourish. Mm-hmm. Mac, go do it. Go do it. Tell one of my homeboys downstairs at this very spot eating dinner. I told him, I think I'm going to start my own thing. First thing out of his mouth, what do you need? Fuck all that. What do you need? All right, so what are we doing? What do you need? And he knows how I move. Yeah. What do you need? Before you start talking yourself out of it, tell me what it is you need right now. And off to the races. I wouldn't have known this off to the races.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's time. It's past time.
No, it's time. It's not past time. That's a judgment.
It's my judgment.
I know. But why? That's what I'm saying. It's just time. Why does it got to be past anything?
Because I feel like I'm late to a party that I started. I feel like I'm late to a party I invited people to.
See, that goes back to the whole something about why you're defensive, and you know what I'm saying?
I'm just answering the questions.
No,
but
I know what I'm saying. There's something there to uncover. We're not going to uncover it on the show, but I'm just saying there's something there. Yeah,
I feel like people have had, Mike, no one's ever looked at me and thought loser. You know, you hear those stories of people in school. My teachers told me I never had that. Yeah. Every teacher I had was like, he's got it, he's this, he's that. People I've been around, he's got it, he's this, he's that. Work for J Mill, he's got it, he's this, he's that. Jerry, he's got it, he's this, he's that. My expert, he's got it, he's this, he's that. My father, you're my crazy kid, you pulled it off, you can do it. My mother, you're my crazy kid, you pulled it off, you can do it. The way I show love to everybody, it comes back to me. It feels like I have done a disservice to people who believed in me if I don't hit the gas. And I feel that, and I again, friendship is a responsibility. I have a responsibility to them and me to go empty. And it just so happens that that's where my satisfaction and my contentment is. So I have multiple reasons across the board that resonate with the fibers of who I am to go get it.
I mean, well, it sounds like the lightning is ready to strike.
Oh, brother, when it's my turn, my turn, I'm going crazy. It's gonna go crazy.
Well, we ready. We're ready to see this, bro. Appreciate you, man, for the time, and big things ahead.
Yeah. Ahead, not behind. Pause. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
Nah, this is good. So we appreciate y'all hanging out. Bang, bang, bang. Da.